morning, dear students. Dear students, welcome to the YouTube channel classes. Today we shall move on to the next chapter, that is reproduction in plants. That is in your 7th standard, second semester. After transportation in plants animals chapter, the next one is reproduction in plants. So, dear students, what are the topics to be covered in this chapter means? So, that is first one is introduction, next one is reproduction, and next one is asexual reproduction. In this one, budding, fission, fragmentation, and regeneration. These are the topic to be covered in this chapter, that is reproduction in plants. So in that one, that clue gives that in the plant there will be an asexual reproduction will be takes place. So now we shall move on to the one by one. So first one, what is reproduction? What is reproduction? Here this one, this word will be says that reproduction means once again the product will be produced in the form of new one. So that is called as reproduction. So for this particular definition that have, so we are going to see what is that definition. See here. What is reproduction? That means what is reproduction? That means process by which living organism produce new organisms similar to themselves. Here living organism producing new organisms, so similar to themselves. That process is called as reproduction. That means these are all living organisms, plants also living organisms. Yes, so these are all produce new organism. For example, that elephant gives birth to their young ones, that is and also fish, they give birth to young ones, and giraffe also, their young ones are resembles their parents. Yes, so see here, fish, elephant, rabbit, giraffe, and these are all giving birth to their young ones, and they are all resemble their parents, similar to their parents. So that is called as reproduction. So process by which living organisms produce new organisms similar to themselves. This is called as reproduction. See here, producing new organisms. This is the word that is important. Reproduction is producing new organisms that must be similar to themselves. Sir, why is reproduction necessary? What is the necessary of producing, or what is the necessary of reproduction? Is there any important? Is there any important will be there? Or why is reproduction is necessary? See here, that is retain a particular species of living organism. That means that will be retain a particular species of living organisms. And next one is transmission of characters from one generation to the next, that is inheritance. Transmission of characters from one generation to the another generation. That means that birth and by growth, and next one is death. This is the reproduction will be continuous will be there. So after that the characters will be transmit to the their next generation. To transmit their character to the next generation, this reproduction concept is very important. If there is no that concept, means the characteristics of that generation will be spoiler, that will be death along with them. Yes, alva. Retain a particular species of living organism. So particular species of living organism, or to get a particular species of living organism, so this reproduction concept is very important. If there is no reproduction concept, so many particular species will be destroyed. ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಒಳಗೆ. Next, see reproduction in plant. But in this chapter we are going to study reproduction in plants. That means how the reproduction takes place in plants. In plants, so many varieties or so many types of reproduction will be takes place. So we are going to study one by one. Say reproduction in plants. So we are going to study this reproduction in plants. There are types of reproduction. In this one also asexual reproduction will be takes place and also sexual reproduction will be takes place. These are the two types of reproduction that will be takes place in plants. So types of reproduction. So first one is asexual reproduction. In this one, single parent is needed to produce the new organisms. Here only single parents is needed to produce the new organisms. So and also in this one involves two parents and fusion between male and female gametes gives rise to the new organisms. So for example, two flowers, that is hibiscus rosa sinensis. In this one, so the male and female gametes will be involved, so to give rise to the new organisms. So in these two type of reproduction that will be takes place in the plants. So one by one, that is, see here, in this one asexual reproduction, single parent is needed to produce a new organism is exactly identical plant will be produced or identical new organism will be produced. That means that will be resembles as like the parent. So as like the parent, what will be there? That as like the parent, that will be resemble what is the new organisms. That's why they told that exactly identical organism will be produced in asexual reproduction. So that will be lower plants or animals like bacteria, euglena and amoeba. In these are all asexual reproduction will be takes place. In sexual reproduction involves two parents. Here fusion between male and female gametes that gives rise to the new organisms. But similarities will be there, but they doesn't exactly identical. Here these produced new organisms are not identical, same irodilla, but they are have similar characteristics. Some similar characteristics will be there. So this will be takes place in higher animals. This will takes place in higher animals. Here, but in this one, first we shall go on to study what is asexual reproduction. Here, mode of reproduction in which new individuals are formed from a single parent. Here, this is a type of reproduction. In this one, new individuals are formed from a single parent. So here from a single parent there will be a formation of new organisms takes place. So and also second important concept is new individuals are identical to the parent. So what are the new organisms that are get from the this asexual reproduction? They are identical to the parent. Identical to the parent means they resembles same as like their parents. That is called as identical to the parent. Faster mode of reproduction. Here reproduction will be takes place very faster. Yeah, they given so many examples for the asexual reproduction. Say bacteria, euglena, amoeba, hydra, rose, onion, potato. These are the lower plants. These are the lower animals. Alva? Yes. So in these are the examples for the asexual reproduction that will be takes place. But in the plants means they give an example of rose, onion and also potato. Once again I will repeat. Mode of reproduction in which new individuals are formed from a single parent. Here new individuals are identical to the parent. That means what are the new organisms that are produced? They are identical to the parent. They resembles their parents. Faster mode of reproduction. In this one reproduction will be takes place very faster. And second one. So in this one so many types will be there, so they give are made at the list. So asexual reproduction types: fission, budding, regeneration, fragmentation, spore formation, vegetative propagation. Fission, budding, regeneration, fragmentation, spore formation, vegetative propagation. These are the types of reproduction takes place. So one by one, first one is fission. Fission means splitting. So I will give explanation with the picture. So see here, first one, fission means splitting. That means that will be divide, or that organism that divides and give or that produce new organisms. See, an organism split to form two or more new individuals. So fission means splitting. That means that an organism split into form two or more organisms or two or more new individuals. This type is called as fission. In this one there are two types will be there: binary fission and multiple fission. Binary fission means only that organism split into two new individuals, that is called as binary fissions. And multiple fission means the organism that split to form more new individuals. Fission: an organism split to form two or more new individuals, that is called as fission. In this one, that is called binary fission, and this one is multiple fission. That means that organism that will be produce more new individuals, that is multiple. If that gives two individuals, that is binary fission. So first we should study what you mean by binary fission. Here binary fission means two new individuals are formed from a single parent cell. So nucleus divides only once. If the nucleus, a single nucleus divides, then that becomes two nucleus. That means that produced already two individuals are formed. So unicellular organisms like nucleus divides only once. Unicellular organisms like amoeba, paramecium, euglena and bacteria. In these are all will be reproduction. In these are all reproduction will be takes place by the process of fission. That means dividing here dividing organisms or splitting of organism into new individuals. So these are all involved in the binary fission. Binary fission means that will be split into two new individuals. That means nucleus divides only once, then that become two new individuals. Yes. So here this is one. This organism is contains only one nucleus. These are all also amoeba, paramecium, euglena and bacteria. These are all contains on the single celled, or we call this one as single cell organisms, and this single cell is divided into two nucleus. So and this single nucleus is divided into two nucleus here. That means we divide only once. ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸಾರಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Then that become new individuals. Here two new individuals are formed from a single organism, that is amoeba. This is called as binary fission. So examples will be here amoeba, paramecium, euglena and bacteria. These are the examples for binary fission. Here this is the nucleus. So this nucleus is divided into only once that nucleus is divided, then that become two new individuals. Next one is multiple fission. So multiple fission means more new individuals are formed. So many new individuals are formed. Here one will be there, that will be converted into this one and this one, this one. So new many new individuals are formed, nucleus divides repeatedly. Again and again that nucleus will be divides. First nucleus will be divided, that will be forms into two. Next two nucleus, in that two nucleus, once again each nucleus divided into two parts. So 2 become 4 and each 4 is divided into two parts. 2, 2, 2, 2, totally 8, and next that will be continuous. Many new individuals are formed. Nucleus divides repeatedly. Takes place during unfavorable condition. So that is cyst formation takes place. In this one, amoeba, plasmodium, many algae, these are all involved in the multiple fission. Here single nucleus will be there. This is divided and get multiple. Then this is produce more new individuals. But in amoeba that is not possible. In this amoeba, this is only single nucleus alva. This nucleus is only divided into or that is divided into or split into two new individuals. But in next one is budding. Budding means in Kannada word that is ಮೊಳಕೆ ಹೊಡೆಯೋದು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So new individuals is formed as an outgrowth of parent. So in this hydra, so here here budding will be takes place, that is new individuals will be formed or outgrowth of parent. New individual is formed means outgrowth of, in the outgrowth of the parents. Parent part ಹೊರಗಡೆ outgrowth, this is called as budding process. New individual is formed as an outgrowth of parent. Daughter separates away and parent continues to exist. So new individual will be formed and then that will be, this daughter will be separates away. This will be separate and comes away and then parent continues to exist. Parents will be continuous. So see, here will be new individual will be formed in the budding stage. Next one is fragmentation. So parent break into multiple pieces on maturity. Each of the gives rise to a new individual, seen in simple multicellular organisms. So we are going to see these things in multicellular organisms. So here this will be the parents. So this parents breaks into multiple pieces and each multiple pieces give that will be grow, and these are all, and these individuals are once again breaks down and then they are multiples and they give into new individuals. This is called as fragmentation. Example they given Spirogyra. Here for example, fragmentation is called as ವಿಘಟನೆ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು, ವಿಭಜನೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ರೀಜನರೇಷನ್. Next one is regeneration. Regeneration means punarjanma. So in the Kannada meaning is punarjanma. In that one, parent if cut or broke down into multiple pieces. Parent if cut or broke down into multiple pieces. In that one, and each gives rise to new individuals. See here, this is the parent and this parent is cutted into or broke down into multiple pieces and each parent gives rise to new individuals. So here one parent will be there and this parent is cutted into multiple pieces and each piece is grown and gives rise to new individuals. This is called as regeneration, and this happens only in accidental process, not in a particular. This is only in accidental process. That means ಆಕಸ್ಮಿಕವಾಗಿ ಆಗೋದು. So example for this regeneration is hydra, flatworm, tapeworm. These are the examples for this regeneration process. So this hydra and flatworm are very common. In this one only this happens only in accidental process. ಆಕಸ್ಮಿಕವಾಗಿ ನಡೀತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಇದು. That means parent is cut or broke down into multiple pieces and each gives rise to the new individuals. This is called as regeneration. And last one is spore formation. Spore formation. So you are already seen in so many plants. For example, in dried drumstick. ಬೀಜಕ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದರೊಳಗಡೆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಬೀಜಗಳಿರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ಸ್ ಬೈ ಜರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂನಿಸೆಲ್ಯುಲರ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ದಟ್ ಆರ್ ಕೇಪಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಟು ಎ ನ್ಯೂ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ಸ್. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಯೂನಿಸೆಲ್ಯುಲರ್ ಬಾಡೀಸ್. These are all unicellular bodies in the parent that are capable of growing into new individuals. That means, so spore formation means formation of new individuals by germination of spores. ಅಂದರೆ ಬೀಜಗಳಿರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ ಬೀಜ ಪಸರಣ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಬೀಜಗಳೇನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಗಾಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಹರಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಬಿದ್ದು ಮಳೆ ಗಾಳಿಗೆ ಇದು ಆಗಿ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್. So this will be happens in unicellular bodies. In unicellular bodies, in the parents that are capable of growing into a new individuals. ಅದು ನ್ಯೂ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೆಳೆಯುವಷ್ಟು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದೆ. And in the next class we are going to study that is fertilization in plants. First, this is dear students, these are the introduction and also types of asexual reproduction that will be takes place in plants. So takes place types of asexual reproduction. We are not doesn't even also entered into the types of reproduction in plants or how the reproduction takes place in plants. In the plants also same thing will be happens, that will be studied in your next class. So once again we are going to recall what are the concepts we are studied in this chapter. So in this chapter we have studied that types of reproduction, that is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. In that one we have studied sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction. In that one plants will be that will be fission, budding, regeneration, fragmentation, spore formation, vegetative propagation. And these are the different types of asexual reproduction takes place. And also we are discussed one by one concept, that is what do you mean by fission. And see here, so we have studied what do you mean by fission. Fission means splitting up of organism. So in that fission there are two types will be there, binary fission and multiple fission. Binary fission means two individuals are formed, and multiple fission means many individuals are formed. In these two fissions nucleus are divides. So binary fission means nucleus is divided into ones, and multiple fission means nucleus is divided into or nucleus is divided repeatedly. And also we studied that budding. Budding means new individual is formed as an outgrowth of parent. See, outgrowth of parent means in the out part of the parents there will be a formation of new individuals, and then that will be separates, and this will parent cell will be also parent will be grow themselves, and this daughter also separate and they grow continuous. And also next one is fragmentation. That means parents break into multiple pieces or maturity, and then they are gives rise to the new individuals. And then we studied that regeneration, and this regeneration is only an accidental process, and then that cutted or broke down into multiple pieces, and then they gives rise to the new individuals. And we studied that last one is for spore formation. Spore formation means formation of new individuals by germination of spores. This will be happens in unicellular bodies in the parents that are capable of growing into a new individuals. So these are the concepts we have studied in this chapter. Today's homework is you should write define what is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction, and also list out the types of asexual reproduction. These are the two questions for today's homework. Thank you, students.